Good morning, everyone. Here I am back in this location. The first time I came here, it was a bit foggy and I couldn't enjoy it very well. So then the second time that I came, I didn't even make a vlog because it rained so much. Now it's the third time, which I hope it's the charm, and I can get some of the photos that I came here for. There's a nice waterfall by the end of this track, and it's a very complicated one, full of rocks, and that's why I'm bringing this stick now, so I can also measure the water, because at some locations it gets a little bit deep, so you can poke it inside of the water to see how deep it goes. Yeah, the weather is quite nice actually. There is some high clouds, but nothing that gives the danger of raining anytime soon. So, it's gonna be a little bit more of this diffuse light, as you can see. But hopefully, by the time that I get there, when the sun gets more up, maybe I'm gonna get some light shining through the tops of the trees. Not sure. This is also my kind of preferred light, this kind of like more diffuse light when I come for forest photography. But it's nice if I can have both, right? The chance to photograph both, because this is a long track and it's on the difficult side. It's not every day that I can come here. But having said that, I'll start my walk. So yeah, let's do this. Yes, it seems that I can't walk 100 meters here without stopping to take some photos, because this is such a fantastic place. I really like coming here. And, the compositions are everywhere, the shots are everywhere. It's just outstanding. I came into this part of the hike that there is this dead branches here and a stream of waterfalls, right? And I'm balancing more or less the composition with this dead branches on the middle, and then you have the waterfalls cascading through all of the shot. So it's not so much a straight on shot, but more of a sideways. So yeah, I can put the raw file right now for you to see. How it looks on the camera and how it looks on the computer is a little bit different. It's less contrasty and colorful on the computer than it is in the camera. So you can wait a bit to the end of the video to see how I processed it, and then let me know if I took a good shot or not. But I'm confident that already, not even 300 meters from the beginning of the hike, I already have something. So I will continue looking for different shots that I really need to press on at some point to get to the end of the hike. I can't be stopping all the time here. But yeah, talk to you guys soon.
As I mentioned before, this shot is a side view composition. I'm not particularly happy how it turned out, or even how I processed it, since the light was suboptimal. The shadow parts were especially difficult to balance with the highlights. I must say that the next two shots are much better in all of the aspects that matter to me.
Yeah, hi again, right? So of course in an area like this I found another composition. It's just full of it everywhere. And I'm using the 24 to 105 because it's easier. I'm trying to move away a little bit from the too wide compositions. They're boring me a little bit. But having said that, there is another one there that I will have to use the 21mm to get it. But anyway, back to this composition. I'm going to put the video here for you to see what I'm talking about. But what I like about it is that I'm still using the dead branches, but now I'm using together with the ferns, which gives this vibe of like life and death, you know, and then also water and rock. And I'm playing with this duality of both the greens and the browns and the dead tree, and the water and the rock. And it's a little bit tight at 50mm, but I'm enjoying very much. So as you can see here on the bottom, I have the water on the lower third and the rocks on the middle third, and the dead branches on the right third as well, and I have the dead branches on the right, and I have the ferns on the top left. So it's very well balanced. There is a motif. There is a different texture and a different vibe in every area of the photograph. Of course, the water leads the eye to the center, and the brightness of the ferns, it also catches the eye on the top. So in my opinion, I think it's going to lead very nicely. I'm going to try to process it a little bit more darkish and just like paint the details, the light details where I want. And so far, F11, it's a little bit darkish now, so don't be fooled by this camera. It's a little bit darkish now, so the shot is getting around, like the shutter speed is around like 1 second, and then because I'm bracketing, I'm going up and down with the shutter speed. So I'm opening up and then also shooting everything at ISO 400, just to make sure that all of the ferns are tech sharp. As you can see, it's not windy at all. But still there is some motion when you are going up to 6 seconds in a photograph. But so far, I really like it. I'm gonna put the same. I'm gonna put the raw file here, and then the processed file in the end. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But now I'm gonna go back to another shot and see if I can find something else. As I said, there is another one down there at 21mm, so I hope that I visualized it correct. So yeah, all right, let's continue with this, right?
The vision I had for this location started to take shape with this shot. One of the reasons for bracketing exposures is that I could manage to avoid wind movement in the ferns. And by focus bracketing on the foreground until the background, I got super sharp details on the rocks and moss, with water that is full of structure. One of the problematic areas of the photograph were the dead branches with blown highlights. I had to bring the highlights down for them to be more natural looking and restore detail. All in all, this was a tough edit, and one that I'm particularly proud to have pulled off. The angle of the light gave this shot deep contrasty shadows, and I wanted something where I could use that and the available light to give ferns, rocks and water distinct shapes. It came out looking just like a nice, moody, dark shot. What do you think?
Welcome to my third and not final composition in this area. I decided to incorporate now a tree onto the composition on the left side, and then have the water more prominent on the foreground. So this is more of a layered composition now, in the sense that I have on the foreground I have some stones, and then water, and then stones, and then ferns on the background, with a tree trying to balance on the left side. It's very simple, but it's something that I noticed when I was on the other zoom, but it was not wide enough, and I wanted to try to take this with a 21mm, with the Zeiss 21mm. And yeah, there's not much to explain actually. It's just something that I enjoyed very much, and I really like it. It's just that these shots, they take so long because I am doing besides focus stacking, so I can get everything sharp. I also have to freeze the motion on the ferns, because now it's a little bit more windy, and try to get some less motion on the water, because if I am doing 6-second exposures, the water is just this veil of whiteness, and I want a little bit more texture on it. But yeah, let me place the raw file here, and then you can see the full shot in the end of the video with everything. Boy, today it's gonna be a very busy day, because I'm not even in 1/3 of the walk, and I already have so many shots. But I'm not sure at what time I'm gonna be back home, because it's taking quite a long time to do this. But it's fun. It's fun. Finally, when I come to locations like this, I want to take as many shots as I can, and for sure something is gonna come out, and I'm gonna have a keeper for sure by the end of this. All right, let me continue. The next location is gonna be down here, and then I have to change lenses again. So yeah, let's do it.
To me, this was the best light of the day. Incredibly diffused, shining right on the top of the ferns and giving a subtle yellow glow to the leaves. A nice detail I managed to incorporate is the tree trunk to the left side of the photograph. And as with the last shot, the detail on the rocks is just amazing at 61 megapixels. I can pixel peep this and find details all day, just fun. And finally, my favorite shot of this day. This was the picture I was hunting for, and I have to say I am not disappointed. Everything turned out well in this shot. The composition, the light, and the post-processing all together to create something I really enjoy. Which one of the three you guys think was the best? And after that last shot, I'm ending part 1 of 2 of this hike. Be sure to come back and watch the next one. But as always, thanks for watching. And if you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. It helps this little channel more than what you can imagine. See you in the next video for part 2.